let's go with the crowd. They just voted on the impeachment inquiry. They're not voting on they didn't vote and pass an impeachment. They voted on an inquiry. So they're going to start their little committees, and all the Republicans had to vote for it, they'd be pilloried. It's just dumb. There's plenty of people who won't vote for the actual one, but whatever. So again, I'm not going to worry about this because they're just going to continue to look like dickheads. But this is them walking away from that. This is the gaggle. This also, I think, is the gaggle. That's Virginia Fox, by the way. This is the gaggle where at the end of it, I think Marjorie Taylor Greene literally scares everybody off by starting to talk. She starts talking human trafficking, and they're all like, I'm out.
Normal process in an investigation. This has been a serious, credible, transparent investigation from
No, it hasn't.
day one.
Well, that's why we wanted to depose him in secret. And yeah.
We published 4 bank memorandums. We've had countless.
Oh, they turned the audio up. Sorry, 1 second. They published 4 bank memorandums. Ooh.
Press conferences. This is an investigation.
Wait. You published bank memorandums and what?
This has been a serious, credible, transparent investigation from day one. We've published 4 bank memorandums. We've had countless press conferences.
Ooh, countless press conferences. Good God, it's like an episode of Law and Order.
This is an investigation about public corruption at the highest levels.
Right, and by the way, it's not an investigation of public corruption at the highest levels. It's about it, which is how you know he's telling a story.
We have accumulated mountains of evidence that's concerning to an...
No, evidence is not concerning. Evidence is definitive. No one gets concerned about evidence. You get concerned about information that looks hinky to you, or you want people to think looks hinky to you, but you don't get concerned about evidence. You simply use evidence to prove a crime has happened.
Overwhelming majority of Americans. We have specific questions in there, and I think...
Yeah, I don't poke her in the eye. Do not poke Virginia Fox in the eye. She's wearing her protective goggles. She'll be fine.
We're going to allow you in there to see the
boxes.
Piles and piles of documents.
Oh, you can see the piles. Can we look through the actual documents? No, you can just see the piles. Show me the piles. Hey, man, I got a pile for you right here, buddy. Laying it out in the thing. I'll drop a pile in your hat.
Bank statements, of emails, of text messages that we've worked very hard on in this committee.
What? Is reading that difficult?
Over the last 8 or 9 months. We expect to depose the president's son, and then we will be more than happy to have a public hearing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I was them, if I was Hunter, I would just trust them.
With him. With that, I'll turn it over to Chairman Jordan.
Well, I would just echo what the chairman said. You know, we're disappointed that he didn't show up. I mean,
he did show up.
He was just across the way.
Yeah, he showed up across the way.
The Capitol. You think he could have come here and sat for questions? If you do it in an open format now, you're gonna get filibusters. You're gonna get speeches. You're gonna get.
Everybody gets 5 minutes, and you guys are actually in control of the committee.
All kinds of things.
No, you're not.
What we want is the facts. And the way
no, you don't.
You get the facts.
By the way, I mean, wouldn't you guys just rather have him come out and ask him something that's criminal, that's still within the statute of limitations, and have him plead the fifth on something, and then just go, fuck, we got it, boom. He can't even say he's a criminal, we know it.
In every single investigation I've been involved in, is you bring people in for an interview behind closed doors where you can get those facts. And then, as the chairman said, we'd love for him to come public. Finally, I would say...
Yeah, the problem is you already have all the documents and stuff. If you can't bring him in because there's a clear evidence of a crime, also, if there's so much evidence, why do you have to bring him in? Seriously. Why does his testimony even matter? Right? Why wouldn't you just move ahead? Especially if he's a patsy or a bag man or some shit. If you got the paperwork that shows that there was a crime there, what the fuck? Why do you need him in there?
Mr. Biden's counsel and the White House have both argued that the reason he couldn't come for a deposition was because there wasn't a formal vote for an impeachment inquiry. Well, that's going to happen in a few hours. We think it's going to pass. We think.
Yeah, but that still doesn't have that has no bearing on why he wanted to testify in person. He'll do it again too. This will happen. They'll give him another subpoena under the inquiry, and then he'll he'll punt it for a little while or some shit, or they'll just go, I want to do it in public. Let's just get this out of the way.
The House of Representatives will go on record with the power that solely resides in the House to say we are in an official impeachment inquiry phase of our oversight.
Cool. Do you get a sticker or a button you get to wear, or a patch?
And when that happens, we'll see.
You get a badge? Do I get a badge? This reminds me of in like the British version of The Office, where they had the investigation room.
What their excuse is then. They should have been here today, but once we take that vote,
he was there today.
We expect him to come in for his interview, for his deposition, and frankly, we'll also, I think, look at contempt proceedings as we move forward. With that, we'll take your question.
Why not just call his bluff? I mean, he's here. He's obviously not wanting to sit for a deposition. This could be one chance you get to hear from him. Why not just call his bluff and see if he's willing to sit?
Because there's a way you do investigations, there's a way you're not. Everyone I've been involved with, from clear back to the IRS targeting conservatives, to Benghazi, to the impeachment people, everyone, you do it in a way where they come in for private.
Yeah, but you're talking about previous ones that were also run by other people who had a trusted process. So even the witnesses, believed that there was actually going to be a process that they could trust. So Hillary Clinton would do a deposition behind closed doors because she knew she was going to get a public hearing, largely because you motherfuckers wanted to drag her out there and talk about this shit, and you knew you could obfuscate enough to dirty her up for the election. That was the goal. And again, these were largely Democratic-run committees for these kind of things, and they weren't impeachments, by the way. So it's wholly different. And also, I guess at this point we'll resign ourselves to, if Hunter gets impeached, then I guess we'll all just learn to live with it.
This is what the Democrats did. Don Jr. had
right, because Don Jr. and all those guys had if they'd asked for a public hearing before or after, they would have gotten it. And they didn't want one.
Testified twice in a deposition setting, two different committees, but somehow that doesn't apply to the Biden family.
Yeah, but he didn't want to testify in public.
It's not how it works in our country. It's supposed to be equal treatment, the same treatment under the law.
Mr. Biden said that his father had no involvement in his business dealings, period. How do you respond?
That's not what Devin Archer said. There was telephone, phone calls, meetings, dinner.
Nope. That's exactly what Devin Archer said.
You name it. We know what happened with Burisma in Ukraine in that December 4th through December 9th time.
Fuck you. Every time. Christ almighty. How many times? How many fucking times do I have to? And this is, this is what I get. This is what happens when I fucking forget to, I got to do a punch. All right. And you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do it with you guys right here. I'm going to make this happen right here on the air. Let's see. Take this. We go to this PDF, and then we'll take this PDF, and I'm fairly certain I can pop this in here. Does it allow me to do PDFs in here? Maybe. Maybe not. No. Okay, maybe not. Well, then I'll just, I'll open it up. There we go. And it'll just be that, and I'll just make it a link in the future. This is the pre-trip to Ukraine in 2015, November 22nd. The decision was already made that Shokin must be fired. There's a wide agreement that anti-corruption must be at the top of the list, and the reforms must include an overhaul of the Prosecutor General's office, including removal of Prosecutor General Shokin. That reforms must include who is widely regarded as an obstacle to fighting corruption, if not a source of the problem. November 22nd, 2015. Now, here again. 1 second, dickhead. Where is this? Say that again. This is what he's talking about.
Frame, where you name it, we know what happened with Burisma in Ukraine in that December 4th through December 9th time frame, where Joe Biden goes and leverages conditions that the American tax money on the firing of the prosecutor.
Nope.
Who was looking in.
Already decided in November and had been a rubbing point the entire fucking time.
And to the executives of the very company Hunter Biden was on the board of. We know those facts.
That's not a fact. That's actually, that's missing. That would be called lying through omission. That would be, that's where you remove one date from the middle. Basically, you're saying, we're going to ignore the person's alibi. Joe Biden has an alibi for that time period.
Remember, Joe Biden said he never met with any of these people or talked to any of these people. That was the narrative before we began this investigation. Now we know he met with and talked to every single one of them.
No, he didn't. Being on speakerphone and saying, hey, guys, how's the fishing down there? Because he called his son and he happened to be in a meeting. And Devin Archer said, do you ever hear him discuss business? No. He just asked us what the weather was like and shit like that. He was calling his dad. It was that kind of thing. And the idea that that's where the whole selling the brand came from, because they couldn't find any conversations about business at all. And then the one picture from the restaurant that, of him with the Kazakh guys is a photograph at the World Food Bank event.
So the president hasn't been honest about.
Really? He hasn't been. So sorry. I don't know. Now the president hasn't been honest about what? Sorry. There was some. You were in the middle of something. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
His associations with these people who have been wiring millions and millions of dollars to Hunter Biden. And
Oh, I thought you were talking about a different president that wasn't being honest about his associations.
And the Biden family. Look, I think every American has a simple question. What?
Yeah. Every American has a simple question. Whose fucking plane was that? Because Trump says he never flew on Epstein's plane. So that means that Epstein flew on Trump's plane. Or they both chartered other planes to go down to Epstein's island so that they could hide the fact that Trump was going down there because he considered himself a slick shit. Oh, you're not talking about that. You're talking about something else.
What did the Bidens do to receive the tens of millions of dollars from our enemies around the world? That's a...
And who was president when that guy died in jail? Never mind.
Simple question.
But Chairman Comer, do you acknowledge that you haven't answered that question and that you...
Hold on. He's going to asked another question. Oh, sorry. That's rude of me. I shouldn't hide that. Hold on. Just a constant reminder. There we go.
Found no evidence of wrongdoing or criminal conduct.
We found some very serious evidence.
We found some very serious evidence. Okay. Evidence doesn't have a range of seriousness. Crimes have a range of seriousness. Very serious crimes. Very unserious crimes. Inserious crimes, I guess. But the evidence itself is just either fact-based proof that a crime happened, regardless of the seriousness of the crime.
That you look at no. The checks. There's 2 checks to Joe Biden
from his brother when he's no longer vice president.
Brother, that the money to give Joe Biden was through influence peddling. One was through.
Was through influence peddling. Okay, he's saying now that the money that Shemp Biden ricocheted off of Gary Biden into Shmuley Biden's pocketbook that ended up in James Biden's pocket, who then he paid to Joe Biden, that was for influence peddling on behalf, that he was paid on behalf of the AmeriCorps, who was the company that loaned James Biden money. Yeah, AmeriCorps, right. Which, by the way, for the record, is not a Chinese company and is not our enemies around the world.
Listen.
Loan repayments that we all
Where are the loan documents?
She's like, where's the loan documents? They're all like leaning in or whatever. It could have been small amounts over a long time, and his brother finally just went, we got to clear this out because you're running for president. You don't want to have me you don't have to list the fact that I owe you money as an issue if I dirty you the fuck up. So here, let's just call it quits. That's the easy way out of it. But again, this is AmeriCorps. I don't give a rat fuck. This is also after he's no longer in office, when he has no influence to peddle.
We showed you the loan documents.
That is
Jesse, 是啊，我会说中文，说得很好。
You don't understand loan documents, I do.
Yeah, because I was involved in a scheme with my brother to loan deeds of property and money in a scheme to hide the value of my property to dodge tax. I know all about this. I'm doing it right now.
Okay, if I wrote you, if you pay me back $240,000,
No, it's again, technically speaking, 200 from James and 40 from his wife.
For a loan repayment. I should have a check
So
going to
you're
you for
accusing
$240,000.
Joe Biden's attorneys of inventing...
The law firm
And she's like, are you accusing Joe Biden's attorneys of committing, of doing money laundering?
that represented all the
Of
shell
laundering
companies.
money.
That represented all the shell companies.
You think those lawyers have
What
laundered
do you
money?
think? You're defending them. I mean, you're acting as the
That's just a
criminal
very
defense
serious
attorney.
crime to accuse them
Are
of.
you positive that that money came from Joe Biden?
Are you positive that that money came from Joe Biden, the repayment or whatever? That, yeah. Again, $240,000 from his brother and his wife. Yeah. By the way, Jared Kushner, $2 billion, now $3 billion. Anybody? Nope. Trump making some of them are in the order of $180 million while he's in office. By the way, which I have no concern about because he's already eat it and shit it out. He has none of that money left. And I'll show you how I know that in just 1 second. Also, like, subscribe, give a thumbs up. And thank you guys for the super chats and the support today.
You've read it? Are you positive?
the same bank account.
Look, we have a lot of questions.
We got a lot of questions and I have no fucking answers. So can you...
Next question.
Are you going forward with contempt?
I'll let you.
There's a process you have to follow.
Yeah, there is a process. Yeah, he's in that process right now. So if you're going to talk about somebody who's in contempt of a subpoena, Jim's your go-to man.
File a report. So we will begin looking at that.
You're going to begin looking at it?
Lawyers for the Oversight Committee, lawyers for the Judiciary Committee will move in that direction.
So let me get this straight. You subpoena a guy who says he wants to testify in public when you say we're willing to take these people whether they want to testify in public or in private, right? And you know full well he's already told you he's not going to be deposed in secret. So he wants to do it in public. You already know this. And so you wait to talk to the lawyers about the contempt proceeding until after he is officially not shown up. You don't have a process ready to go if he does what he says he's actually going to do. This is what happens when you work with somebody like Donald Trump, because I guess you just get so numb to the fact that he's always bullshitting that you don't even bother to react until something actually happens.
But look, when Congress asks you to come, you're supposed to come and come.
Oh yeah? What are you supposed to? I'm sorry. If Congress what? If Congress what now, Jim Jordan? Are you having a moment where you're thinking about if Congress
We'll
asks
move in that direction. But look, when Congress asks you to come, you're supposed to come and come and testify.
Devin,
Oh yeah, are you? That's interesting. Because I recall you being asked to come and testify, and you're still ignoring that subpoena. So you're supposed to? So you did something you weren't supposed to do. I hope you feel ashamed. You sit in the box and you feel ashamed.
Last thing, we also found checks from one of Hunter Biden's shell companies that were going into an account
Also, not a shell company. He's talking about Owasco. That's his law firm.
for Joe Biden.
But we
Monthly.
showed that
They
that
said
was a
that was a
loan- that was a
loan.
loan.
Oh, that's the $4,000 for the 4 months of truck payment.
That's
Oh
a
yeah,
loan
everything's a
repayment
loan
for
repayment.
$1,800 for a Ford
why did
Raptor,
Hunter
which was-
Biden will have an opportunity in deposition
But
to
Chairman, that
come
was
in and explain that?
memorialized in emails that you guys leaked from Hunter Biden's laptop.
Thank you.
I would like to have asked Hunter Biden about me.
Oh, all right, wait. This is where she fucks. Welcome to Marjorie Taylor Greene screwing the pooch. So this is when she pops in. So a moment ago, I think that's Nancy Mace, right, in the pink. She leans in trying to go, what about the loan documents? Like she's trying to help. Basically staying on topic. And Jim Comer, who all of a sudden is doing I do declare jacket hold, which is, what I guess somebody does when they're trying to hold in a fart during a long-winded speech, or doesn't know what the fuck to do with their hands in the middle of this. And the fecal show begins. Yes, the shit show writ large. So I won't stand here all day. Now, if y'all will gather around and sit down, I would like to pontificate on a certain level of horse hockey that you might be familiar with, and I will droll out some road apples for your amusement. He's trying to bring up this thing that the truck payments, right? That's the thing. Oh, thank you. And thanks, Mark. And Trump now entering where? Oh, that other live thing? Excellent. We'll drop in and check him out in a moment. So So, anyways, by the way, like, subscribe, thumbs up, Venmo. There it is. It's a good Christmas time thing. I'm just saying, you know, you could help out the show, cup of coffee, maybe something like that. Anyways, so, yeah, I've got I suppose I should have a character for that. You know, I don't know that I need like a white beard or something for a guy like that. One would think. This is the best I could do on short notice. Now, you've all gathered here today for a question or two about my journeys through the wilderness and whether or not I was able, indeed, in time, to find members of the Donner Party. And I can report back that the one member of the Donner Party that I was able to find was in a frozen state, though they thawed out quite well, and I am currently in the position of digesting some elements of them because I was peckish upon my return. That's the closest I go. So, right. But watch how he's trying to jump back in with this, with the fucking truck payments. 4 truck payments for this Ford F-150, which there's a lease for. It's all confirmed. Like, this is not even weird. This isn't magic. And the idea that Joe Biden's going to sell out the fucking country for $4,000 over some fucking truck payments. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, I'm going to put 50 years of public service down the toilet for $4,000, right as I've just made millions for the first time in my life with my book and speeches. I'm gonna shit the bed on that for, you know, like, it's just so, it makes no fucking sense. But he tries to jump in, and he missed that point before, so he thinks he's going to salvage it by saying, "What about these $4,000 for truck payments?"
You guys leaked from Hunter Biden's laptop.
Thank you.
I would like to have asked Hunter Biden.
Yeah, and then here she comes. Watch how fast both of these dumb motherfuckers get out of there, and clearly they all go, "I would have liked to ask Hunter Biden," and they both turn to her. Comer, I think, knows what's coming. Jim doesn't, but they all turn to her like, "Oh shit."
About Mann Act violations, sex trafficking.
Okay, she said about the Mann Act violation. Now, talk about a Southern sheriff. If you'll recall, in Smokey and the Bandit, that's one of the violations that the bandit is accused of. That's the international kidnapping. That violates the Mann Act, right?
Thank you.
I would like to have asked Hunter Biden about Mann Act violations.
And watch. Look at his face, look at his face, look at her. They're like, fuck, watch this.
Sex trafficking women across state lines.
Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Thank you. Bye. Does anybody else fucking notice that it isn't reporters' questions that run them off? It's this dizzy fuck blathering on about the Mann Act and human trafficking.
That would have been a good question. You don't seem to care about that.
You mean the reporter or them? Shit. Yeah, exactly. Wow. You can't, you can't go wrong. She will always, whatever it is, whatever you're doing, whatever you're working on, whatever your plan is, Marjorie Taylor Greene will fuck it up.